Terms of reference for electricity sector enterprise team revealed. Community Education Development Program launched, and Infrastructure Subcommittee of National Sport Council meets. With Jamaica House Weekly, I'm Simone Wolf. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller tabled the terms of reference for the 6-member Electricity Sector Enterprise Team ESET in Parliament last Wednesday. The team was appointed by Cabinet primarily to lead and manage the procurement process for the 381-megawatt energy project.
The ESET will report to and advise the Cabinet on the way forward in that regard, and is expected to manage the implementation of a comprehensive program to urgently replace the baseload generation with a more efficient plant, utilizing lower-cost fuel in order to ensure that electricity is reliably provided to Jamaicans at affordable rates.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller said the team led by Dr. Vincent Lawrence would work in consultation with OUR, JPS and the Energy Minister. The ESET is to perform a quick assessment of the electricity sector to develop a short-term plan of action for reducing electricity costs and diversifying the fuel mix. The team will also review the current policy for the procurement of additional baseload generation and advise the Energy Minister on the terms of license or licenses to be issued. Mrs. Simpson-Miller also updated Parliament on the status of the revocation of Energy World International's license to build a 381-megawatt energy plant on the island by 2016.
The Minister has written to EWI giving them the requisite notice regarding the revocation of their license.
The Prime Minister was responding to questions posed by the Leader of the Opposition during last Wednesday's sitting of Parliament. She reiterated that Energy Minister Philip Paulwell still had statutory responsibility for the energy sector and would continue discharging those roles and duties, which included the granting of licenses for electricity generation.
The ESET will report to Cabinet on the procurement for new electricity generating capacity. However, in leading and managing the procurement of new electricity generating capacity, the ESET may consult with the Minister as the need arises.
On Thursday, Mrs. Simpson-Miller launched a 20-month, $15 million educational development program in Majesty Gardens. 150 residents will benefit from the initiative, which is being implemented by the Planning Institute of Jamaica, the Citizen Security and Justice Program, and the Jamaica Foundation for Lifelong Learning.
This is what the essence of development is all about. Empowering people to make life better for themselves and members of their family. Building their capacity for action and broadening their choices.
The program will afford residents opportunities to improve in literacy, numeracy, and life skills and position them to pursue their high school diplomas and further studies. Prime Minister Simpson-Miller said it was a model for social intervention and part of the process of sustainable development. As the country prepares for the 2014 Atlantic hurricane season, the Prime Minister met with representatives from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management last week. During the meeting, Mrs. Simpson-Miller was updated on the agency's plans for the season. Minister with responsibility for sport, Natalie Nita Headley, has received a status report on the work being undertaken to establish the National Sports Museum and plans to better utilize the Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium. She was given the update during a meeting with the Capacity Building and Infrastructure Committee of the National Sports Council last week.
I salute the leadership and the members of the Jamaica Seventh-day Adventists, and in particular the Shepherdess Club, for your commitment to Christian leadership and values, and to the noble purpose of changing and improving the life of our nation.
The Minister in charge of Information, Senator Sandra Faulkner, was representing Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller at the recently held 7th-day Shepherdesses Conference in Mandeville. The inaugural conference was geared at empowering the wives of pastors as they support their husbands in ministry. And the Prime Minister engaged in important discussions with local and regional stakeholders this past week. She received a courtesy call from Simon Anholt of the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office, Jhw, who informed her about the agency's nation branding initiative. Mrs. Simpson also met with Miss Jamaica World and Miss World Caribbean, Gina Hargitay. And that's it for this week's Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the latest happenings coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.